So we know many chronic disease is infection driven, and in order to stay well and live to our full potential, we should probably all assume that we have an infectious load, because we do, and apply interventions to keep that infectious load to the bare minimum. Now, the ketogenic diet is essential, nutritional supplements are essential. I consider vitamin C to bowel tolerance also essential. Improve energy delivery mechanisms is a very important part of recovery. And as part of that, heat and light are also very helpful tools. All microbes are heat sensitive. How do we know that? Because to deal with any infection, the body runs a fever. And just the business of running a fever kills microbes. And there are many centres of excellence that use pyrotherapy. They warm the body up to 38, 40 degrees centigrade for a window of time, because that simple warming mechanism allows us to kill microbes. So guess what? Saunering is going to be a very good way of treating chronic infection. And guess what? Saunering and hot springs and spa therapies have been well recognised treatments for hundreds of years in the treatments of diseases. And in various parts of the world, you will have different water therapies and heat therapies for different conditions, whether it's heart disease or cancer or whatever, and they have a proven success rate. Again, light is a very good way of killing microbes. We know this from work done in the pre-antibiotic era, and TB patients were successfully treated by sending them to Switzerland, top of a mountain, minimal atmosphere in the way, lots of ultraviolet, and it cured their tuberculosis. So a fantastically good and simple way to stay well and treat chronic infection is to sauna regularly and to sunbathe. We have this ridiculous sun phobia that we labour underneath, and we're all told as soon as you can see sunshine, if you can see your own shadow, avoid it. Nonsense. Sunshine is extremely good for our health. The sunshine penetrates the skin efficiently. The ultraviolet and the infrared kill any microbes that may be in the bloodstream or in the tissues and help to reduce our infectious load. So it's a lovely cheap treatment. We all love sunshine. We feel better for it. I don't recommend you go out and burn. Yeah, that is not a good idea, but that's not the way we should proceed. Regular sunshine exposure, we do not burn. We go nice brown colour, and guess what? We produce lots of vitamin D, and vitamin D is an excellent anti-inflammatory, and that also helps the immune system to fight infection efficiently. So the business of keeping warm, sunbathing, saunering, hot springs, all these natural therapies are very efficient in reducing our infectious load and should be used in the treatment of all infectious disease. And it doesn't matter if it's tuberculosis or HIV or Lyme disease or whatever. We need to employ them at all. Why? Life is an arms race, and the more ways we can fight infection, the better. I think of this a little bit like siege warfare. And when Henry V tried to get the French out of Harfleur in 1415, he didn't just fling a few arrows across, he lobbed spears over, he had scaling ladders, he poisoned the water, he had a battering ram. He used all the ways he could to attack the citadel. And it's exactly the same with the body. We have to use all possible interventions to get those microbes out. Another very, very useful antibiotic is iodine. Again, no microbe is resistant to iodine. It kills all of them. And for skin infections, iodine ad lib works fantastically well. And the joy of iodine is it's volatile and it penetrates the tissues very well. Problem with iodine is it's a natural substance, it cannot be patented, nobody can make any money out of it, so nobody is promoting it. The same arguments apply to vitamin C. But iodine, it stains the skin yellow, and any infection on the skin, apply iodine ad lib, and it penetrates the skin, and so long as the skin is stained yellow, you know the iodine is there. If the yellow coloration goes, you have to apply again. The dose is critical. Just like with vitamin C, there's no point underdosing with iodine, you have to use plenty of it. Iodine in a salt pipe inhaled is a very good treatment for upper respiratory infections and sinusitis. So iodine used topically is another fantastically useful tool. Herbal medicines. If you look at life from the point of view of a plant, it doesn't want to be eaten. Herbs and all plants that survive in the natural world are all subject to attack by viruses, plant bacteria, plant yeast and fungi, just like we are. And they too have evolved their own defences, which are complex molecules which kill microbes. And this is why herbal medicine is so successful in treating chronic infection. Again, same problems arise. These are natural products, they cannot be patented, and therefore they're not promoted. They tend to get second string to antibiotics, for example, from which lots of money can be made. But herbal preparations should be used, and there are many herbalists who are very skillful in using these preparations. All these ideas I'm putting together in a book that's coming out, and the essential part of this book, I've decided to call it The Infection Game, because it is a game, and I liken it to a game of chess. You know, microbes are incredibly clever. They have evolved all sorts of amazing mechanisms to get round our defences. And on the other side, the other side of the chessboard, the white defences, if you like, we also have to be clever. And all the different players work in a different way, but the battleground is the same. The battleground is occupation of the body. And we have to employ as many of those pieces as we possibly can to keep those infections at bay. And I detail what those pieces are in the book, which I've called The Infection Game, the subtitle being Life is an Arms Race. And the important part of that book is these are interventions that everybody can do. You don't need an expensive doctor, you don't need a nutritional therapist. These basic interventions done really well will get the majority of the people an awful long way there.